What is up, everybody? It is your girl Nia, TheVideoGamHer, and I am making this video in a response to the homie Player Essence on Twitter. He and I were having a discussion back and forth about the NES Classic and whether or not the uproar from the discontinuation of the NES Classic was a result of Nintendo miscommunicating and not being transparent enough with the device itself, and then whether or not it just has to do with people assuming things based on whatever they wanted to believe. Now, I just want to preface this video with saying that I have no issues at all with Player Essence. This is simply a game discussion, nothing more, nothing less. I respect OJ a great deal. He's doing a lot of great things with his channel. I personally watch his channel, and as far as him as a person himself, I respect him as a person. He's a good dude, even outside of this whole gaming thing. So I know how some people get on YouTube. They think everything is like a battle or a war. It's not that serious. I'm simply making this video because Twitter only allows you to have so many characters for a conversation, and I felt like making a video kind of giving my response and giving my reasoning behind what I said, kind of more leg to stand on, because I can actually say it and speak about it verbally. So I just want to go on to say that as far as the NES Classic is concerned, I thought that the NES Classic was a great idea. When Nintendo first announced it and pitched it, I thought it was a great idea. But unfortunately, at that time, I did not have the money to just run out and invest. I didn't have the time to go out and wait for this thing to come out and stuff. So when it came to the NES Classic, I was like, okay, if I stumble upon one and I have some money, I'll get one. If not, it's really nothing, no big deal to me. You know, it's whatever, right? So I have no dog in this fight. However, I do understand why people are upset about the discontinuation of the NES Classic, because it seems like it was only recently that we've had reports from certain retailers getting stock of this thing, leading people to believe that Nintendo was still putting these things out at a particular rate. I, on the other hand, knew that when they announced this system, that it was going to be more of a novelty device, more of something for people to buy if they like collectibles, or if they are nostalgic gamers, or maybe even non-gamers that have a nostalgic bone for Nintendo things. So I knew right off the bat this was not supposed to be a mainstay like one of Nintendo's dedicated handheld or console devices like the Nintendo 3DS, like the Switch, etc. So I knew this going in. However, there has been a lot of mixed messaging with the way that Nintendo has been marketing the NES Classic, because the way I understand it is that Nintendo has been using the NES Classic to kind of propel themselves upward into the mind share of the gamers, just basically trying to get their name back in people's mouths, which is fine. I think that's good. I think that was a great marketing ploy. However, they also have been kind of leading people on and leading people to believe that this was supposed to be more than just this limited edition thing, and that there was a possibility that people will be able to get their hands on one if they wait long enough. And the reason why I said it is because of this. So I'm looking here at the NES Classic Edition website, straight from Nintendo.com, right? So you have the NES Classic. Now you're playing with Power. It's an amazing amazing piece of art. And they tell you all of the games that's coming with it, when it was going to be priced at, and it came out in November. So that's cool. There's nothing wrong with that, yada, 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 right? So I'm thinking, okay, so this is a novelty item that you can buy. They're probably going to try to sell just the limited amount of things that they have had within November and December, the holiday season, as intended, right? But then here you have articles like this. In December, after the initial stock had already been bought, okay, in untypical limited edition fashion, they decided to give GameStop more copies to sell. The headline of this article says, GameStop will restock limited quantities of NES Classic this week. This was December 15th. So by that time, original stock had already been bought. So the demand was so high for this game, they decided to throw people a bone and make more copies, and that's fine. People want it, put it out there. I had no problem at all with this because it was still within that holiday time frame. That's something that you would normally expect for a limited edition console to be released in. That's not a problem, right? But then here you have this article. In January, Nintendo sends GameStop more stock in January of this year, and the headline reads, NES Classic back in stock at GameStop this week. The byline is, supply is said to be limited. Okay, that's cool. But they're still sending retailers NES Classics, making people believe that they're actually going to try to sprinkle these out a little bit more as time goes on. At least that's how a lot of people understand it, and I cannot blame them for how they feel. Okay, so let's move on. Here is a tweet from Nintendo Store, New York. The NES Classic Edition will be available at Nintendo NYC on 2/24, so this was in February, beginning at 9 a.m., 1 per guest while supplies last. So here we have again, Nintendo still sending stock to certain retailers, making people believe they have a chance to get their hands on this device. This was literally 2 months ago, okay? So then here we have this, straight from Best Buy. 3/29, literally a couple of weeks ago, okay? Noon Central Time, limited quantities of the Nintendo Switch and NES Classic will be available online. So as recent as a couple of weeks ago, Nintendo was still giving these retailers stock to sell to people. This is the reason why I said that Nintendo has not been as transparent as they could have been to make sure that people understand that this is a limited edition thing. Because here they are still sprinkling NES Classics at this store and this store, making people believe that they have a chance to buy this thing. Now, if Nintendo had come out, like let's just say they came out, they produced so many devices, right? And they were like, okay, this is it. You know, we're going to sell these when they're gone, and that's it. And then they discontinued it. Then I would understand the confusion as to why people are upset, because Nintendo has already told you in this scenario that this is a limited product. You will not be able to get it after this. And the biggest example, the most recent example, is the Legend of Zelda Master Edition. I know this is a little bit different because this is a supplement to the Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild versus the NES Classic, which is like a retro, you know, enclosed gaming console. But when Nintendo has done this before. Nintendo has done limited edition things before in the past. They've done it with Amiibo. They've done it with things that are supplements to main franchises and games. They've done it with special edition systems like the Legend of Zelda Majora's Mask or whatever that was, the new 3DS that came out some time ago. So Nintendo is not afraid, or they're not unaccustomed to putting out a limited edition product and letting people know first come, first serve. They've done it before so many times, okay? This has never stopped scalpers from scalping. This has never stopped people from trying to go to the store or whatever, like in the wee early hours of the morning, okay? This is not new. But usually Nintendo is transparent. As annoying as it is to have low stock, Nintendo has always been transparent in their stock, in their intention with the stock that they have. But with the NES Classic, it's like they've been dangling carrots in front of people's faces. We got this limited thing, y'all. It's a novelty item. It's dope. But hey, we only making so many of them. People are like, all right, cool. Oh, but next time, oh, but guess what? Remember that thing we were talking about when we had the NES Classic? It was supposed to be a limited edition deal. Guess what? We sprinkled some over here at Amazon. And then sometime later, remember that thing that was supposed to be limited? guess what? We sprinkled some more over here at Best Buy. And that's the reason why people are mad. I'm not mad. I don't care, but I understand why people are mad. So that's pretty much my whole argument. Like, you can easily see how people were led on by Nintendo's situation with this NES Classic. Now, this video has gone on for too long, so I'm gonna dip up out of here. But that is basically what I was trying to say on Twitter today. Hopefully I got my point across. Like, I'm just getting off of work, so I don't know. My brain is not here yet. I'm still tired from work. But I don't know, man. I could see how people are feeling some kind of way about the sudden discontinuation when just a couple of weeks ago, Best Buy got some more stock for the NES Classic, and now all of a sudden it's dead. So I understand, man. That's my little 2 cents, and I'll talk to you guys later. Peace out.